Welcome to OC Lounge. We are keeping the tunes
It's
going.
everywhere. Let's
Y'all
go.
didn't know
phone.
it.
I had it on my phone.
But y'all, welcome. We're excited that you're joining us today. Listen, this is a part of our week where we gather with you online, basically just to move from just being hearers of the word, from what we get on Sunday, to being doers of the word as well. I'm your host today, Candace, and I want everybody to introduce yourselves. We're going to start here, and then we'll come back around, all right? So go for it.
What's up, guys? I'm Nina. I'm on staff here at Oaks Church.
Yes.
Cool. I'm Ethan. I'm also on staff at Oaks Church.
I am Josh Miranda. Good to see you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. How'd we do, Candace?
Y'all did amazing.
good.
Y'all did amazing. I think everybody's fully aware of who you are, so we're good. We're good. As you're joining in, let us know where you're joining in from this morning. Let us know how your week's going. I mean, y'all, we're at the end of November today.
Today.
Like, it's
Yes.
gone. It's gone. Come on.
It is. Where'd it go?
Like, where'd this year go?
Yeah.
Well, I think to celebrate just this kind of whole new beginning and freshness of December coming,
Oh,
I
boy.
mean, like, we're kind of putting an end cap on a lot of things, y'all. Like, this is
Yeah.
the end of, like, this first part of Genesis. If
Yeah.
you heard Pastor Chris say that, like, we went through the first 11 chapters. Congratulations, you made it.
Okay,
Like,
good
That was
job.
good.
they may
That's
feel
good
like we
stuff.
made it, 1 through 11.
We're doing it. We're doing the
Awesome.
thing.
We're going. And then also, we're ending up November. We're going into the holidays. So I thought we'd play a game.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I love
You
games.
Yeah.
like games?
All right.
As long as
Everybody
it's
excited?
fun.
Are y'all excited?
This is scary being live with Candace, just so you know. You don't know what's coming next.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to
Oh.
introduce to you our own version of the Tower of Babel, since
Okay.
that's what Genesis 11 was about. And if you don't
Yes.
know and don't remember from Sunday, Pastor Chris told us that Babel actually means confusion.
Yeah.
So we
We're
have
about to be really
I
confused,
didn't
is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
I didn't want anybody to really get, the thought that maybe we're trying to build our own tower and make a name
Okay.
for ourselves here. So I have mini tower. This
That is the cutest little Jenga tower I've ever seen.
This is as tall as it gets. I don't think we need to worry about like making it to heaven with this sucker.
Just a
Okay.
little
So-
mini rebellion from God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
a tiny
just a
one.
hint of
Here at the Oaks,
immorality.
we go
Yeah.
small. There it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is simply this. Whenever you, on this table, you hear this sound,
Okay.
I'm going to point, and you need to grab a piece of the tower, and it'll have a prompt on it.
Oh, boy.
It's either going to be a challenge,
Okay.
or it's going to be a question.
Oh,
And this
I'm
game
excited for that.
will continue throughout.
And are you doing any of these?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, cool.
As a matter of fact, I don't mind. I might even do the first.
Well,
I'm going to do the first one.
but you know which ones are which.
No, I don't. Like, I randomly just kind of
Okay.
put, okay.
What happens if it falls? Do we
If
lose?
it falls, then no,
We
no, I
leave?
have no clue. I have
Haven't,
no
haven't thought that far.
Well, see, there's 2 pieces, so you go ahead and take this one. Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it yet. All right. Mine says, oh, wow. Of course I get this one. Sing your favorite Christmas song to the person on your left. So that would be, I have to sing, have yourself a merry little Christmas.
She would get the singing
Thanks
one.
for serenading us.
You're welcome.
Also,
I'm
it's
done
not
with
fair
that.
'cause you're a singer, so
it was
if
so
you-
easy. Done. Done.
Do I have to do mine now?
Do
it
yours.
better
Let's go.
not be to
Let's
sing
go
something.
ahead. Do yours. Do yours.
Make a paper airplane only. What's that say?
Only using one hand.
Oh.
So there's a paper
Oh,
underneath.
Rude, dude.
Wait, do we all have a paper, or you knew that it would be her?
Just her. I didn't know it would be her, but I'm excited that she's doing
Okay,
it.
this is
If
not
you're at
scary
home
at
and you
all.
feel like you want to join the challenge, get a piece of
Find a
paper
piece of
right
paper,
now.
Do this with me.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
Oh,
I feel like
we're discovering a new talent right here at OC
Yeah,
Lounge.
that's really good.
Good thing you didn't ask me to do a dollar
It's-
ring. I've actually been practicing my paper airplanes, but I only
Huh.
know the really rudimentary
How is this?
way to do it.
Who says on a normal basis? I've been practicing my
Well, I have a
paper
5-year-old
airplane.
son, and I'm trying to teach him. Except for I only know how to do this really rudimentary one. That
Okay.
is
Are there
like
more?
it doesn't actually
Look at that.
fly.
One
versions?
hand.
And
She's obeying.
And Canyon gets
like,
really sad
Okay.
when we go to fly
You're
it, and
next.
it just knows
You're next,
that.
Josh. Grab one.
okay.
Let
I
me
know what
let me
you mean.
pick one out for you.
Is it gonna
it's
fly
cut-
though?
Oh,
That's the problem.
here,
Yeah.
here. Okay, I'm not reading it. I want you to read it. Take it and
Oh,
read it.
nice.
Oh, it flew. Keep that paper close.
That's
we
good.
might need it.
Oh, okay.
We might need it.
For something else.
Okay, read it out loud. Oh no.
Oh gosh. Imitate your favorite animal until someone guesses it.
Oh,
Okay.
It's got to be a good impression. Have you been
trying to-
practicing this? Like Mina was practicing.
I do.
got
I
one-
do. I do
I got one for
often
this
just
too, if
practice
you
my
need me to
animal
take it.
noises when I have a moment to myself. Blah.
Oh,
was
is that
part
it?
of it?
No, that was my contemplation
Just a vocal
thinking
warm-up.
noise.
Okay.
Yes, vocal
Yeah.
warm up. Let's start with good old.
Is it a sloth? Is it?
I'll go with. Oh, I don't even know how to make that noise. It doesn't make a noise like that.
It's a
You know
moose,
that you're
isn't
in
it?
charge of picking.
You
yours?
guessed it, dude. You guessed it.
What'd you guess?
It's a moose.
A moose?
Moose, yeah.
Yes.
I guarantee you right now,
'Cause
nobody
it's something
online
with
was
your Instagram
thinking
handle,
moose.
isn't it?
But I don't know what's
What?
Isn't that like something with your Instagram or something?
Oh yeah, that was the nickname I had in
Okay.
college.
But what
Okay.
sound does
Yeah.
a moose make though?
Like
what do
it's
meese
like
make?
a low grunting noise. I'm pretty
I
sure.
think it's like
like a huff.
See,
Maybe.
I just didn't want to make
Sounds
that
right.
noise.
Sounds
But
right.
she did it. She's much more free than I am.
Yeah.
I feel like you're excluded from this. So just pick one real quick. And is this not already a Tower of Confusion? All right, you got it, or
I was
do you
very
need some
confused.
help? I don't know if that really counts. I feel like you might need another one here in a minute for some redemption.
See, but I leveraged my
'Cause there was a
relationships.
mind game
to
going on.
know-
I did.
Exactly.
You sure did. He knew you.
But is that bad? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you are winning.
All right,
and
I
just don't
won't.
know.
Buy a car unless it has blank.
You won't buy a car unless it has blank. What do you absolutely have to have in your car?
I mean, I'm
Tires.
pretty practical, so like good gas
I knew it
mileage
was
is
Good gas mileage.
yeah, it's pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gas mileage. That's
Gas
good.
mileage is a winner.
That was not my
nowadays.
answer.
That was really boring.
When your
I know. I'm sorry.
your
I'm just
billboard
being
starts
honest.
looking like
Wow. Huh.
the GPA score, you know, those gas prices, I'm like, we need to get them down below, you
GPA
know?
score.
I'm telling you, I'm kind of done with that. I don't know about y'all. All right,
crazy.
well, we've got the Tower of Confusion going. We're going to keep it going throughout this entire game and the
Cool.
entire show.
boy.
But so just be ready. Be ready. You know how it works now. And if you want to participate, then you just answer the questions too. And if you're making an animal impersonation right now and nobody's in the room to guess with you, just go ahead and count it as a win. You're okay. You can stop.
Yeah.
You're taking it as practice, though. It's good.
I know there's people
Take advantage of
practicing.
that.
Don't you think there's people practicing right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could one day be in this situation right
Yeah.
now, and you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're gonna wish you had practiced.
Absolutely. So Genesis 11 with a tower,
Yep.
obviously, it's something that we can kind of make a little bit lighter of, and we're going to have a fun spin on it. But the real main point that Pastor Chris was talking about is found in one of the earlier verses, in verses 1 through 9 in chapter 11. And it's just this small phrase, and they say that we wanted to make a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, really, that's really what happened, is that there was this selfish ambition, wanting to make a name for themselves. So I'm just going to ask you, go around, tell us, if you didn't feel like it was like a shameful, sinful thing to say, what do you want to be known for? Like, if you got to make a name for yourself and people are talking about you after you're gone, what do you want to be known for?
Okay.
Go
I
for
feel
it.
like we're supposed to give the best, holiest answer.
No,
I
I'm
know.
telling you, you don't have to. What do you want to be known for out there?
Yeah.
Answer it for us as well. You can be shallow here.
Okay.
You can be shallow.
I got a couple
Yeah,
things.
go shallow.
One's
Go
coming to
shallow.
mind, and this was something that Pastor Kara gave me at the girls' night this summer. She gave me a megaphone,
Oh,
like a
okay.
cheerleader megaphone.
I love it.
And that made me happy because I love to encourage people, and that she recognized that and gave me a megaphone that sits in my office now.
That's awesome.
Is kind of fun. So being known for how I cheer other people on,
That's awesome.
I'd like to be known for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So being a cheerleader of others, that's great.
Although I'm not like a very good cheerleader for real. It's more just
Did
like,
you ever cheerlead?
I did,
Okay.
but I did it because we had comp squad, which was the real athletics. It was really difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to like lift weights and stuff.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It's
Love
impressive.
that. Okay, so you
Did
want
you
to
ever see Bring It On?
100%?
Yeah.
Do I watch it regularly? Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
ashamed of
I don't
that.
think I was that snotty, but but we did. We were strong athletes.
Did you see what Vivian commented?
What'd she say?
What should be known for?
Oh, what does she want to be known for?
Looking younger
than
than
I
I
am.
You look
There you
great,
go.
Vivian.
You know, people at your last days are gonna be like, "Man, she looks so much younger than she was."
I love
That's
it.
really,
That's good.
that's really what his life came down to. What about you, Ethan? What do you want to be known for, man?
I don't know. Growing up, I was just kind of just living life and not really thinking about that.
Big soccer star though.
I was better at getting yellow cards than I was at scoring goals,
Ooh,
which
that's the
isn't the
fun
best
part.
thing,
Okay.
but it was fun.
All right.
But
I
yeah,
can
I
say
think one of the biggest things was just like loving people and being a safe place for people, like to where they wouldn't feel judged. Which that's like the safest and also like Christian-y answer. But then that got kind of like twisted in my head to where like it wasn't about people feeling closer to the Lord when they were around me or being drawn closer to the Lord because they felt safe. It became more about me. Even almost like
Dude.
became my own little Babel. Like I was building this thing
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
my own recognition, not for the Lord. So now
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to
Wow.
refigure that out and rewrite that in a healthy way and let Holy Spirit help me
Yeah.
figure that out. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Dang.
That's always what happens.
Yeah.
It gets a little twisted sometimes, right? Which is the whole story.
I'm telling you, we are
Good job,
on
Ethan.
track
Yeah.
for
Gosh.
discussing
But
what
isn't-
Genesis 11
But
says.
isn't that so true though that like it's like I feel like every person has desire. So even the most like shallow
Yeah.
in a lot of senses or things that wouldn't be Christian-y at all come from a place like the Lord gives desires.
Yeah.
And we always just twist them. They always
Yeah.
get twisted in our hearts
Oh,
and
yeah.
twisted in our minds. And so it's like if you trace it back, it probably came from a desire planted by the Lord.
Yes.
But it'll always get twisted down and it'll become something that seems very shallow
Yeah.
or something very selfish and wrong. I feel like that's just how we
Yeah.
get messed up like that.
Yeah.
We always
Well,
take those things and
This
So
is
the
good.
question that I have that naturally leads into this moment, but
Yeah.
I think we got to real quick go ahead
Oh.
and
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
go real quick. While I'm
think I'm
getting
not
this,
doing
while
it.
you're reading it, I'm going to ask this: is ambition wrong? Is ambition wrong?
Can we answer?
Yeah.
No.
answer. No, I don't think it is.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it
don't think
is.
so either.
I don't you might be on the table here.
Well-
What about y'all online? Is ambition wrong?
yeah. Well, because I think it's always figuring out what are you striving towards,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I think
that's
I think ambition isn't wrong, but for someone who would come into a situation saying, "I just need stronger ambition," they're not probably going to pull it from a healthy place inside of them. Like it's going to be something that like, "Oh, I just need to pick myself up and get it done." But that's not really going to come from a healthy place. But I feel
Yeah.
like the ambition that is good is coming from hearing from the Lord. It's
Yeah.
coming from having a desire. What?
Yeah. What,
I'm just doing what the thing said.
what does your thing
Wear my
say?
shoe as a glove.
Wear your shoe as a glove.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
perfect. It's perfect.
I did switch it. I have to be honest.
Oh, you did?
When you weren't looking, but I'm not doing that other one.
Oh, what does the other one say?
I don't know. You're gonna have to figure it out.
Oh.
Keep going, Josh. You're saying really good stuff.
She's
well,
cheating. That's all
I'm
right.
just going to
I'll
be
let her.
honest with you. I think ambition, in and of itself, is not something that we need to shy away from as believers. I think
Yeah.
that Pastor Chris pointed out a very, very key word that went before it in his main point on Sunday, and it's selfish ambition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think anytime that we allot what we're supposed to be doing in life to magnify ourselves, glorify ourselves, get accolade for ourselves,
Yeah.
it's just misappropriated from what God's created us for. Like we
Yeah.
were designed to bring him glory.
No.
Yep.
Like there's literally nothing else that matters in our life.
Yep.
Is just honor and glory to him.
Yeah.
And so ambition, I think that's actually a characteristic of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us to go, yes, I want to do that. And like think about how riled up we get when we start praying, your kingdom come, your will be done. Like we're like, whoa, get fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the ambition that's wrong. It's the selfishness that comes with it.
Yeah.
And this is a phrase that I really felt like Pastor Chris nailed. He said, confusion about God leads to chaos in your life.
Yeah.
And I just really want us to take this idea really quickly. And what was something that you've been confused about the Lord on, that you felt that absolutely led to wrong thinking, wrong living, wrong decision, wrong choices? I wasn't able to trust God in that because I was confused about his character. I was
Yeah.
confused about him. Can y'all remember a moment? And while we're thinking on that, Ethan, if you'll just grab one real
right.
quick.
Can I be done with mine, or you want me
Yeah,
to keep
you can
running?
be
Okay,
done. I'm
thanks.
glad that you took that off and wore that as a glove.
Yeah.
I wouldn't smell your hand right now. I'd wait to wash it
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Good thing they're
do
kind of
some-
newish shoes. They
Oh,
don't
that
have
is
much now.
good. That is good. Yeah. So did anybody at home do the glove thing with your foot? It's good. What do you got, Ethan?
I have to work in the word pickles in every sentence until like the game goes on to the next person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
until
we'll
you
just
better-
listen for pickles.
Like, by golly, my pickles, you better hit that timer quick.
By golly, my
By golly, my pickles! You
My word.
You hear it first.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, right here.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So has there been a time where you've been confused? Anytime
Gosh,
that you can think about.
that is. I need a second. I need a moment
Okay.
to think through that.
Okay. Anybody else want to jump in real quick?
Well, can I go back to the last conversation? I
Yeah.
know you just asked a question, but I
Come
feel
on.
like the whole thing you're saying about selfish ambition, this is such a personal story to me. Like,
Go.
I understand this so much better now through my experience with this creative project I had, that I had built up sort of like my own Babel, if you will, and it had become such an important idea to me. And I experienced something very disappointing with this creative project. I would say it's the most disappointed I've ever felt, which sounds drastic, you know, but when you have your own thing, I don't know if you guys like do creative stuff, but I'm an idea person, so this idea became very, very important to me. And then I experienced disappointment, and it was the worst feeling I'd ever had around really anything.
Wow.
And I felt like God, this is going to sound weird, but he betrayed me. Like, he gave my idea to somebody else to do.
Well,
And that was a weird, like, I was confused about God in that he would do that. But I look back at now at that experience, and it is such a gift in the same way Babel, like him scattering was a gift, because what that disappointment did for me was it purified my heart and my motives to where I can see very clearly now that before it was selfish, that it was serving me more than it was ever going to serve anybody else.
Hold up. Let's pause on that phrase. That's a great question to lead. And I want everybody online watching right now. Is what you're ambitious about serving yourself or serving God?
yeah.
That's like a wise little nugget. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Well, I think I'll have to say pickles in every sentence, but I'll try and answer seriously
Just
while
start
doing
pickles.
that.
Now let me share what I have to say.
Unless she hits the timer, which makes me stop saying
Yeah.
pickles, but
Not yet.
that's okay.
Let's
I feel
milk
bad.
this one for a minute.
I think we're talking about the ambitions being selfish or righteous, right? Yeah. Well, I think, let me get pickles out of the way first. I think, I mean, it's mirrored a lot in the story of Babel and in the story of Acts, where the Lord restores that unified language with the outpouring of the Holy Spirit.
Come on.
And I think there was so much ambition in both of those stories, even though pickles didn't exist back then. There was so much ambition back there because they were wanting to build this really tall tower that reaches heaven. And then that's when the Lord confuses their language and spreads them out. And that's also like the birth of Babylon, these awful places that were against the Lord. And then in Acts, you see in the upper room, they're just pursuing and going after with such ambition, touching heaven, not in a physical, prideful sense, but in a spiritual, like heart sense. They're going after the Lord, trying to get close. And that's where we see the Lord restore language and unify that with tongues, where these people are coming together and hearing that same language. And I think that just shows it's like ambition is such a good thing when it's in alignment with the Lord's direction, the Lord's command. Like Holy Spirit's on that so much. His anointing's on that when we do that. But when we do it out of our own pride, we see it divide, we see it hurt, and we see it cause even from lineage, just like people's lives after that, generations, just pain, separation, confusion, because of a misdirected, misguided ambition. So it's it's a dangerous thing, but it's such a good thing. I appreciate it.
You feel better?
Thank you
You
so
feel
much.
better?
Yeah,
I
even
felt
though
the
I,
relief. Like I just
Yeah.
needed to give it right there. I was like, man, he's killing it with his
I
wisdom.
appreciate it.
I was like, we just need to give him a break. Come on. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
guess
go
that's-
ahead. I'll do next.
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah,
next.
that's
We'll
good.
just do the top.
Yeah.
Oh man, say the alphabet backwards as fast as you can. ZY. A.
That was correct.
Amazing. I hope y'all like
That was
that.
correct.
It was
You know, I
just-
didn't
like it.
fully
That was the one
memorize the
I put, that was the
alphabet
one I put back.
until I had a cell phone where it was like the ABC on one. and
Sorry,
then the
what?
DF on two. That's when I
How old?
memorized
How
the
old were you
alphabet.
when you memorized the alphabet, Ethan?
nice.
I think it was like 6th or 7th grade is when I had that phone that helped me.
Wow.
good.
I could know it, but I like didn't have it down until I had that, and I was like, oh, finally, like this makes
Okay.
so much sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Visual learner. I like that. Well, okay.
Yes.
I want us to just kind of rally around one more thought because I know our time's coming to an end. When you play a game, this like zooms by, doesn't it,
Yeah.
y'all? Man, we're going
Yeah, it's
fast
crazy.
here. I found a verse this morning. It's Colossians 1:21, and the CEV version of this. It says, "You used to be far from God. Your thoughts made you his enemies, and you did evil things." And here's the thought I had about this when we're talking about confusion about God leading to chaos in our lives. Did you see that we became God's enemies by our thoughts first before our actions?
Yeah.
And when we have confusion about God, it really starts in the way that we think about him.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, this story that's a Tower of Babel, what was going on in their thoughts about a God that was one time, not that distant, walking in the cool of the day with them?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there had to have been some break in these thoughts
Yeah.
about you were close, now you're far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen
Dang.
murder now. We've seen blood hit our ground. We've seen destruction. We've seen a flood. There's a breadth
Yeah.
of all these things that have happened in Genesis 1 through 11 that really could govern the way that they would see and think about God.
Yeah.
And what I want to put us as we close up this time is almost like a challenge even for those watching online. What are the things that you've seen in your life that's causing chaos and confusion in how you view God? Like, are your circumstances dictating your beliefs about him? Because I feel like the thing that we need to watch more than anything is not our ambition or the way that we build or the ingenuity that we bring to the world. Sometimes I think it starts in our thoughts about who God is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think our thoughts are built off of what we experience in this world, especially when it's disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because I think too, when I heard Pastor Chris's message on Sunday and thinking of what does it mean to make a name for myself, I feel like a lot of times my instinct isn't to say like, how can I make my name famous, but how can I give myself a sense of secure identity? Like, I want to prove something to myself, and I think a lot of it comes from not trusting the Lord and not trusting that I have enough inside of him, that he is enough for me. Because I think when it comes to, I need to make a name for myself, I think of my desire to either start something or build something, not for the sake of necessarily being impressive, but just having some type of sense of security and being like, okay, you're adequate as a person because you've built something.
Yeah.
I need to make some money. I need to have something stored up for myself because it keeps me safe, because it gives me a sense of identity and a sense of I'm going to be okay, even if God doesn't pull through. And so I think a lot of times it comes from me thinking of making a name for myself comes from this like striving sense of I have to grab onto things enough for my own life because God might not show up in the way that he says he's going to, or sometimes think he's going to. And so it comes down to me saying, what can I do to come up with a good plan B in case God doesn't come through and a lot of those things. And it's so hard because it's just those daily reminders of saying, okay, God, I'm going to trust today that you are. And so any ambition that I feel can actually come through me from him because I'm not trying to build something. But I think ambition that comes that isn't surrendered to the Lord becomes, okay, now I need to build something because I have to prove something to myself. I have to prove something to other people. But if it's an ambition that comes from a solid identity in him, then that ambition comes from the Holy Spirit through us and can build the kingdom. But if we're not secure in who we are, we're not secure in who he is, we have confusion about how good he is, confusion on how he'll pull through in our lives, it's going to get all messed up.
It's big. I had dinner with a friend of mine last night that has had, just like many people, a horrible year, right?
Yeah.
Like lots of things have just been happening.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we just started talking about, because we're talking about a crisis of faith in God. One of the things that I said that, hey, here's really where it gets hard is if you forget these two things, that God is good and that he's faithful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you confuse that about God, everything else starts crumbling. And really when you think about it, those are the two foundational things that if I know, no matter what's happening in life, that God's good, like whatever's happening, he's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does good things.
Yeah.
And that he's faithful. He's going to show up. He's going to come through. He's going to make a way. He's going to provide. Like that faithfulness of God. If you can remember that, then those are the things that really feel as though they're able to encapsulate a moment where you can say, I can trust the Lord even in this moment.
Yeah.
Even in this moment. Even with this happening. So,
Yeah.
my question to kind of just figure this all out at the end, because we got about 5 minutes left. Here at the end of this 1 through 11 chapters of Genesis, Pastor Chris kind of let us in on the little nugget of what's to come. We're going to take a break from it. But Genesis chapter 12. I don't mean, Pastor Chris, don't get upset at me, but we're going to jump for a second. Genesis chapter 12, verse 2. So jumping right back into it. It's so funny that the people of Babel were wanting to make a name for themselves. And he starts off Genesis 12 with a promise to Abraham.
Yeah.
And in verse 2 says, I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. So isn't it funny that maybe there's some things that we want for ourselves and we think God doesn't want for us?
Yeah.
I need everybody online to like catch this thought as well. Is there something that you think, I want this, but God doesn't want it for me?
Yeah.
And is that true and a right thought to have? And if it isn't, and you can bring that before the Lord, then you can trust on his timing.
Yeah.
You can trust that he's going to provide what you need.
Yeah.
Or do we serve such a cruel God that he would give you a desire that he wants you to do nothing with?
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like we don't even know what's about to happen coming up with Genesis 12 as we jump back in, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for it.
That's a good word.
Come on.
That'll be awesome.
Come on.
Yes.
All right. For all of y'all this morning, I want to just give you space here with my roundtable friends. Was there anything that the Lord was saying to y'all that you really feel like, I got to say this before we leave?
Well, because even I loved it when Pastor Chris did the tying chapter 11 to chapter 12. And it just does. It goes to saying, like, you see this example of Abraham not trusting, and then even you see later on in chapter 12, so we won't get into that, but it's just like this pattern of his life, pattern of the Old Testament, pattern of the story of humanity, is that God says something and we hear it and we don't actually receive it. We don't actually trust what he's going to do.
Come on.
We don't actually trust that he's going to come through. We don't trust that he has our best intentions at heart. And I think that's the thing too of what you were saying of if the Lord's planted a desire inside of us, is God want the same things for me that I want for myself? And so I think as we learn to lay down our desires and say, God, I have a desire, I have an ambition, is this good? Is this right? Is this something that you want to use? Is this something that can be worked for your glory? Or is it really just going to build my name? Is it for me? And how can I actually live my life willing to be examined and on the table every day to say, Lord, here's my heart, here's my fears, here's my ambitions, here's my dreams. What do you say about them? Because I think that's where everything comes. That's where fear, if it's not examined and laid before the Lord, will just overrule your life. Ambition, if it's not laid before the Lord, will rule your life in such a way that you're chasing things from such an unhealthy place. And so for me, it just shows me like Abraham heard a word from the Lord, and he didn't let it follow through. He didn't believe that, like, he stepped from one situation where God promised something to him, which, like, I'm like, when God says something to me, I want to receive it. I want to believe him. But he heard it, and then the next thing he did is he didn't trust. And so he walked in a mistake, and he made a mistake. He didn't trust the Lord because he didn't believe what God said to him. And so always allowing myself, like, God, any desire inside of me, any dream inside of me, I want to live examined by you and say, Lord, is this something that you want to use? If not, remove it. If it is, feed it. If it is, grow it, cultivate it, because I don't want anything that you place inside of me to never be used because of fear or because of doubt.
It's good.
Wow.
It's good.
No kidding. That's really good, Josh.
Man, y'all may be a little bit too young for this, but there's an old hymn that I was thinking about the whole time he was talking about it. And it's just only trust him, only trust him, only trust him now. He will save you. He will save you.
Wow.
You know, just these words of it's the hearing, the receiving, the trusting of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And what better time than right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wait till tomorrow and be like, I'll trust you tomorrow. I'll trust you when you do this. When you
Yeah.
provide the receipts, then I'll trust.
Yeah.
It's just trust him now. You know, he
Yep.
said it, so trust him.
Yep.
That's good.
That's right.
Man,
That's right.
This is so good. I don't even know what to do. I just
Oh my.
felt like that. Just need that
No more
too.
confusion.
Felt good.
good.
Felt good, man.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Love it.
I can't wait to see you again and have you join in with us at OC Lounge. Thanks
Yeah.
for being at the round table today. I mean,
Oh, it's fun.
the value
Thank
that
you.
you brought, and thank you for joining us online. It's been an incredible conversation, but we hope that this goes further than conversation. It actually puts into action some things. So we're going to pray for
Yeah.
you that you'll be in a position this week where you're going to see God come through.
Come on.
You're going to trust him. You're going to say, yeah, whatever it is that you've given me the ambition to do, let's do it for your
Yeah.
glory and
Yeah.
your good.
That's
So,
awesome.
and then just report back. We want to hear about these things and
Yeah.
like celebrate with you. So let us know where's God showing you to move and bring him some glory, and then tell us how it went. So until next time, everybody.